Hello, my name is Darren Thomas, and I'm the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this video, we're going to continue looking at a system of equations, but this time we're going to use the technique of elimination in order to deal with the system of equations. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at our problem. So, as you already know, a system of equations is involving usually more than one variable, 2, 3, 4, whatever, how many you want to include. And what you want to do is that you want to try to solve for one, and then once you are able to solve for one, either through substitution or in this video elimination, you are able to solve for the other one. So you can see clearly here that we have our problem. 4x plus 2y equals 14, 2x minus 4y equals 12. And so substitution might work here, but that's not what we're doing. And what we have to try to do here is we have to try to find a way to make it so that let's see, how can I make this clear? We have to find a way so that either the 4x and the 2x are the same value, or the 2y and the 4y are the same value. And what you normally do often, the first choice often when you're doing elimination is you want to add together variables that have opposite values so that they cancel each other out. So right now what I have here is I have a positive 4x and a positive 2x. Those are the same values. If I add them together, they're just going to increase. However, if you look at the 2y and the 4y, they're opposite values. If I combine them, they can cancel each other out. But the question is, what do I have to do in order for them to cancel each other out? In this particular situation, if I take the top equation, take the whole thing, only the top equation, and I multiply it by 2, what will happen is I'll get the following. I will get 8x plus 4y equals 14. You've seen that before. And then below it I have still 2x because I did nothing to the bottom equation. Minus 4y equals 12. Now, if your eyes are sharp, you can clearly see now that if I add positive 4y and negative 4y, I'll get a 0. But remember, I have to add all the variables together. That's what I need to do. So 8x plus 2x equals 10x. Positive 4y plus negative 4y becomes a 0, so I don't have to include that. And then you have, oh, I made a mistake here. This should not be 14. This should be 28. Excuse me. That should be 28. And so 10x, 28 plus 12 equals 40. This is what we should have here. So I made a slight mistake there. Sorry about that. It should be 14 times 2 is 28. So 8x plus 4y equals 28. 2x minus 4y equals 12. That's what it should be. And when I combine them by adding the two equations, when I combine them together, I get 8x plus 2x equals 10x. Positive 4y plus negative 4y becomes 0. And then 28 plus 12 equals 40. Now, you know the rest of the steps from solving equations before. All I do now is I divide both sides by 10 to remove the 10. And I end up with x equals 4. So the first part is already done for us. Now, to solve for the second one, all you do is this. Let me just draw a line right here so that I don't get anything confused, like so. What we need to do now is we take the 4x, or I'm sorry, the 4, and we plug it into the second equation. So what that leaves us with is we got 2 times 4 minus 4y equals 12. Equals 12. And so this is not that complicated. I'm sure you can do this on your own. But just for the sake of it, I have 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 4y equals 12. Oh, again, same mistake. And then, you know, I have to subtract 8 from both sides. So I subtract 8 from over here. I subtract 8 from over here. And I'm left with negative 4y equals, let's see here, 4. And if I divide both sides by negative 4, divide by negative 4, I'm left with y equals negative 1. Just like so. And that's the answer that we should be getting. Yes, negative 1. Okay, now you can always check. I'll let you do that on your own time. But if you check, you can see that this will work out. So let's just do this. I'll do it. I will not write it. I'll just do it mental math. So 4 times 4, x is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And so then we have 16 plus 2 minus 1, or 2 times negative 1. So 2 times negative 1 is going to be negative 2. So 4 times 4 is 16. Minus 2 will equal 14. So you can see that it works. So our answers here are correct. The answer is 4, and the answer is 1. So if we were to graph this, this is the point at which these two lines will intersect. They will intersect at 4, x at 4, x4, negative 1y. That's where we'll intersect at. And so this is how you deal with a system of equations. Now there are some practical applications of this, but we will deal with that in future videos. But in this video, all we did was we learned how to solve a system of equations when we want to use the process of elimination. And so what you have to do is you have to assess your equation, and you have to try to figure out what can I combine together to eliminate something. And so in our example, we eliminated y. And we did that by first figuring out, okay, if I take 2y and if I take the top one and I multiply everything by 2, my 2y will become a positive 4y. And then I can combine those, I can eliminate those by adding them together. And so by adding them together, we were able to finish the process and solve for, at first, x, and then we use the value for x to solve for y. And that's how you do it. So I want to thank you for watching this video, and my name is Darren Thomas. I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. Thank you for watching. Take care.